And alright, what is up my Starman fam? Welcome back to another video. This is my new mini-series of 7 Days to Die. This is called Coffee Shop Mayhem. So, yep, that's right. We are going to be living in this coffee shop. Yep, I'll explain to you as we go. First, let me go ahead and open the... Let's get the basics of survival tutorials out of the way. And then I'll explain to you the purpose of my mini-series, Coffee Shop Mayhem. So, our base is going to be in this Drive Up Coffee POI, and that's also going to be our Horde base as well. Now, the way how this works, I am playing on a pre-gen map, 4K1, because it was easier for me to find this Drive Up Coffee. So I had to do a couple tests so that I can remember, so I can use my muscle memory to find the location of this coffee shop, and that's why I'm stuck. And I stuck with it. So I had to come up with a pretty good size. And so the purpose for this coffee shop is, we're also going to be defending ourselves from the Horde. The Hordes are going to be set to every 3 days instead of the usual 7. That's the challenge. Think of it this way, we are opening up our own coffee shop, and the customers are going to be lining up for this big coffee sale we are having. and I can't call it a coffee shop mayhem if I cannot craft any coffee. Yeah, so another part of this stipulation is we are going to be, yes, we're definitely going to make some coffee for sure. So, yeah, we'll find the menu in just a moment because I had to run all the way over here. I had to get here as fast as possible, with the help from creative mode, and then just to get to this coffee shop. But that's the only time I'm using creative mode. Everything else is just going to be all base game stuff that I'm doing, skill based. All right, let me go ahead and grab some wood here. Yeah, think of it this way. Yeah, alright, just get some stone here that's lie on the ground. Yeah, it's a different scenario, doing your basics of survival tutorials out here in the town instead of being out here in the woods. Alright, we got our stuff, we get our stone axe. Let's go ahead and get some wood. And then I see a couple zombies over there. Once we get settled into the coffee shop, I will fill you in the stipulations when it comes to how we're going to craft our coffee and how much coffee are we going to be crafting. And no, we're not going to be drinking coffee all the time. No, that's not why I'm doing this challenge. Alright, I'm not going to deal with these zombies right now because I don't have any weapons yet. But we will get some gear pretty quick, pretty soon. Alright, let me go ahead and make my primitive stuff. I'm gonna have to go to the outskirts of town so I don't draw too much attention here. Alright, so let me run all the way this way. And let's put on our primitive set. So get myself clothed. Alright. And I know for sure, because many coffee shops tend to have food items on their menu. Besides coffee, of course. And so the thing is, not only will I be making coffee, and I will also be cooking some food, that's on the menu. And what better? And a chef cannot be a cook without his trusty kitchen knife. So we're gonna be going knife guy. So my primary weapon my primary melee weapon will be knives. So I'll be a knife guy. I will be a knife guy. All right, now I need to find me some roadkill, or I could just try and take down this rabbit. Yeah, silly rabbit. Well, we got just enough for a bow and knife. That's a good start, and a little bit of raw meat, just to get started. All right, we're gonna be knife guys, and now I gotta make some. Now I gotta find me some feathers. So let's go for some bird's nest. We're not too far from the outskirts of town, so we should be able to get there that easily. Ah, here we go. Here's the bird's nest. Alright, 15 feathers, and need to get some more stone. Alright. Now we got the tutorial challenges done. Alright, the tutorial challenges are done, and now time to distribute the 4 skill points we get for starting. Alright, now, so usually I will go to level 1 parkour already to try and get parkour level 2, but I want to try and distribute some points to where they really need it. So, and parkour level 2 can wait for once. Alright, I will be using knives, so I'm going to go level 1 deep cuts. And I'm definitely gonna go level 1 miner 69er and level 1 mother load, because I'll have to do some mining to get some cobblestone rocks to try. I want to get a lot of resources so I can put build some defenses on the coffee shop. And for the final skill point, since I will be doing some cooking as part of the challenge for Coffee Shop Mayhem, I will invest a point into Master Chef level 1. All right. And now and Trader Rect is just right over there. Now, I will lose the Coffee Shop Mayhem challenge, and that is if the coffee shop gets destroyed, or if I die. Now, right now, I am under the death protection penalty. So, let's put it this way. I don't want the series to end in 1 episode or 2. No, I want to keep it going. So, here's how we're gonna do this. When it comes to death, and I will lose and I lose the challenge. Now we have this death protection penalty until we hit level 6. So once I hit level 6, then my permadeath rule will take place. So if I die after level 6, after I'm level 6, then game over. It was worth a shot. I did my best with the challenge. Now, I've set airdrops to be every day. So I'm like, having it every 3 days, which is default, I'm like, no, it's just gonna be, because with Horde Night set to every 3 days, I may not have enough resources to defend myself. So by having daily airdrops, then that's probably gonna be a benefit for me. To at least, help balance things out, and when it comes to living in a coffee shop, and in a short time span between hordes. Alright, let's go talk to Trader Rect, and let's search his compound. Alright. Get some gas money. Alright, let's see if we can get some Forge Ahead books. Nice. Already we can make the Dew Collector. Let's see if we can get the recipe for the forge already. Let's see what's inside this truck. Get out of here, sandwich. And murky water. You know what? Alright. Oh, but see a bird's nest here. Do you also have eggs? Yes. How about this one? Feathers. Not bad. Alright. Let's go in here. Nothing to search here. Alright, now let's check the other cabin. Ooh, food pile. Large beef rations and some cornmeal. Definitely gonna need some cooking ingredients. Yeah, because on the side of the coffee shop POI, there is a menu. I'm gonna show you guys the menu, and then that's where I'll explain to you another stipulation for Coffee Shop Mayhem. Yes! Alright, forge recipe unlocked already. Perfect. And we did get we did get 1 unit of leather from that wabbit. Alright, destroy chemistry station. Ooh, more Forge Ahead books. Very nice. Alright, we're off to a good start. I'm just gonna grab everything I can. Alright. Water. Trash of bones. I got a bone knife, so we're good. Hello, Rect.
What? Oh, let me guess. You need to buy something.
In fact, I want a job from you. Get myself introduced.
Just a job. Well, good luck. By the looks of it, you're gonna need it.
Alright, so we're doing the intro job, the berry supplies. Oh, and what inspired me to do a mini-series, the mini-series of Coffee Shop Mayhem is I've been watching G9's Taco Truck Supercut video, and I'm like, oh, it's definitely starting to look like fun. But he does Horde Night every night, So I'm like, since I'm kind of new to a challenge like this, so I'm like, I'm gonna make the hordes every 3 days, just to start, just to get myself started. I'm like, I want to do something like that, just for the funsies, and since I'm a coffee lover, so I want to do it in a coffee shop. Yeah, so that's what inspired me to do this series right now. All right, now here's our first zombie of the series. This is Mo. Yep, I call him Mo because some of I got the name stuck to me because some of the big creators I watch like Glock9 and Spartan85 they call the zombie Mo. So this is Mo. Oh, and for those of you who are familiar with my channel, who have been supporters of my channel, and some of you guys already know the zombie names by heart, so yeah, that's fine. That's great. That's amazing. Now, I'm gonna be every time I make a new series, I'm going to introduce the zombies. To let you guys know the names I give the zombies, and the reason behind that. That way, those who are new to the channel can get an idea to why I call them that name. All right, let's get that. Look at that. We're getting plenty of eggs already. We're getting plenty of eggs already. We need to keep ourselves fed. And these eggs can also help us with our hunger if we haven't been able to cook anything just yet. And the good thing is they don't give us dysentery like it used to. Alright. I'm going to be taking my time digging so that I can get plenty of clay soil. That way we can make some cobblestone rocks down the road. Well, for the day 3, since Horde's going to be day 3, going to have to start with wood and just upgrade the bottom, the first couple of blocks going from the pavement to up high, go up the first 3 blocks. That's about all I can think of. All right, let's get started and get to work. Alright, here's the food stash. Now let's deal with the zombie that spawns in. Where's the zombie? Where's the zombie? Okay, the zombie's over there. Let me introduce you to this zombie. This is Nurse Sally. Hello, Nurse. Goodbye, Nurse. Alright. We're done here. Now let's go talk to Rect and get ourselves paid. And this zombie right here, in this flannel shirt, I call him Ted. He wears this color plaid flannel shirt, but he also wears another different color of a plaid flannel shirt. So this zombie is Ted. Ted was the name that came to my head. So that's what, that name just was at the top of my head for this zombie. So I call him Ted.
Great. Here you go.
All right. Out of the pipe weapon bundles, I'm taking the. I'll just take the pipe pistol bundle because I just need something to shoot. All right. All right. That is it for now. Trader Rect. All right. Let's go ahead and open this up. Got some ammo on me, even though pipe weapons suck, but this is a good start. And somebody knocking at the gate. And this zombie right here, I call this zombie Owen Wilson. Now, I got that name from watching Cap, one of the big creators, one of the big 70s to Die creators I know, and he calls him Owen Wilson because he almost looks like a zombie Owen Wilson. So that name just stuck to me, so there you go. Owen Wilson. Alright, now that we got ourselves geared, we can now go and start, setting up, get ourselves settled into our new coffee shop. Oh, this is a good find inside this pile of trash. You never know what you can find in a trash pile, so don't underestimate them. And this zombie right here in a hard hat, this construction worker zombie, I call him Lester Oaks Construction Worker. Yeah, that name came to my head because when I was watching the old classic Nickelodeon TV show called All That, Kenan Thompson played many different characters in skits, and one of those was named Lester Oaks Construction Worker, and yes, that is his full name. So, and that was perfect for the construction worker zombie. Yeah, remember. Oh yeah, that is his full name, Lester Oaks Construction Worker. All right, let's see if there's any. Let's see if I can get some produce. Oh yes, I will also be planting crops as well, right outside the coffee shop, because I gotta get my produce in order to do some cooking. I gotta be a master chef as well, not just a master barista. All right. Oh, charred meat. Something to eat, but I need something to drink. All right. All right. Leather. All right. Let's get a little bit of cobblestone clay. Let's get some clay, a little bit of cobblestone too. Look at that! I completed that challenge. All right. Let's see if there's anything in this trash. All right. Let's get settled in and offload because we don't want to be too chunky. Oh hey, what do you know? There's a big Buns right near the coffee shop where I live. You know what? Let's go check it out.
Whoa! Where do you think you're going?
Yeah, I know. I know. I gotta get to my mission first. Business before pleasure. Come on, just a little peek. Just a little peek, will ya?
Whoa! Where do you think you're going?
All right, fine. All right, fine. I'm going. All right. Let's get a little bit of plastic. Gonna have to clean up some junk here. Gonna have to make like a little pit so I can dig and make a little makeshift mine. That way I can mine some stone that I need. All right. I know I'll be cleaning this up more likely off camera. And look at that. We already have a starting plot here with a couple coffee plants. And if I do have a seed on me that I can plant. Nothing food related, but I just have a goldenrod. But I'll just plant it. I'll plant it for starters. There we go. All right. Let's loot this. What's in the newspaper? Ooh, automatic weapons handbook. Fully automatic mode does 1% more damage per hit until I miss. This is not bad. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and clear out the squatters inside the coffee shop, because this now belongs to me. And Ted, and I'll introduce you to the zombie behind Ted in just a moment. This zombie right here, formerly known as Barbara, her new name is now Arlene. And let's see, Cap. Some of the big creators call this one Arlene, including Cap. So that name's gonna be named. That's gonna be stuck to my head for me from now on. So this is Arlene from now on. And Ted bled out. The wonders of having the wonders of being a knife guy is that you stack a bunch of bleed for every time you hit. So it's always a good one to have. Okay, here's the menu. Now here's the menu right here. So let me pause here. So you guys can take a look at this menu, and that's where the stipulations come in. Feel free to take a screenshot for reference, and I better do the same too, so I can keep track of my stipulations. Now, the way how this works, here's the stipulations for the Coffee Shop Mayhem. Now, besides coffee, my main objective, for this challenge is not just to survive and defend the coffee shop. I also have to make 100 units of coffee. Now, blackstrap coffee also counts because it is considered coffee. Now, I have to make the coffee. I cannot, if I find coffee in loot, it does not count towards my total. It has to be coffee I make. Now, as for the food items in the menu, now let me tell you which ones I'm able to make that's in the menu. A bunch of these food items are irrelevant. So I have to make 20 units of New England sham chowder, 20 vegetable stew, 20 fish tacos, 20 steak and potato meal, 20 bacon and eggs, 20 grilled meat, and of course I have to save 20 sham sandwiches. I have to save 20 of them. Joy. Oh, and the reason I say it that way is because I need something to hate, and that's why I toss sandwiches into the floor for no reason, because I need something to hate. But unless, of course, I unlock the recipe for antibiotics, that's a different story. I have to save them until I stockpile enough. Otherwise, they go into the floor. But in this case, I have to save only 20 of them until then. 20 chili dogs. And then out of the appetizers, 20 blueberry pie, 20 pumpkin cheesecake. And then as for drinks, besides coffee, which is 100 units, 20 bottled water, 20 yucca juice, 20 goldenrod tea. And that's it. That's it for the menu. And once I fulfill all the menu items, then that's a win. That's a win. And stay alive. I win the challenge. Yep. Hope you guys understand that. Hope you guys understand my challenge. If you have any questions about my challenge of Coffee Shop Mayhem, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer them as best as I can, as if I know it. Alright, now let's go take a look inside and loot. To the toilet. Toilet paper. Alright, and this zombie right here trying to break down that chain link fence. I'll have to wall it off, to avoid contention. And now I have to knock off a couple of rungs here so the zombies cannot have easy access to get up here to the roof, because I want to fight the Horde up on the roof for when the night of day 3 arrives. Alright, and down here we have a sports bag with some painkillers. And now time to make my land claim block. Alright, let's put the land claim block right over... Oh, I have to select it first, silly. Let's put it right here. And I set the perimeter to be 21 by 21 blocks. That way, because the POI is pretty small, and this kind of covers up, the perimeter. So, yep, this is a good measurement. So that's why I changed the claim size to 21 by 21. Alright, there we go. And now let's put some storage down. Let's put some storage down and then offload. And then we'll go deal with Skinny Pete. We'll go deal with Skinny Pete down there. Alright. Some of these boards are loose. I'll break them off. Oh! I gotta make sure I break the ones that are collapsible. Alright. That's it. Let's offload these, and why do I have this? I don't need the club. And let's go ahead and stay topped off in our hunger by eating some of this. We don't want to starve ourselves. Okay. Alright, what's in this cooler? Cerveza. And I think Skinny... Okay, somebody's finally through. Oh, Skinny Pete. How did you get to... You must have climbed the ladder. But I've already dropped down. You finally broke through... Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me, Skinny Pete. Oh, and this is Skinny Pete, by the way. Skinny Pete, formerly a spider zombie from the old Legacy version. Skinny Pete, I stuck with that name, from watching Glock 9 7 Days to Die videos. Alright. Ooh, nice, a food pile. Nice, some chicken soup. Alright, can I get a coffee? Coffee beans. Can I get a coffee from this coffee pot? Murky water. Yeah. Oh, and if I happen to find coffee and loot, I have to keep it in my inventory. It's for me to drink. So I'm gonna make a separate storage bin exclusively for my objective. That way, I don't get them confused with my actual food storage. All right. So that's it. Now we just need to start building up the place. Let's replace these doors with my wooden doors. Alright. Alright, where's my challenges? Okay. And let's put a bedroll down there. Let's get these challenges out of the way. Let's put a bedroll down. I'll put it right at the top. Alright. So, you're probably wondering, where am I going to be sleeping? Well, we're not really going to sleep though, but you guys get what I mean. Where am I going to sleep? Right up here. right up here. I'll be sleeping here. I'll be sleeping here. I may want to put a ladder down. I may want to put a ladder here so I can easily climb up. So I don't have to, and then that way I can access this ladder up to get to the roof. And with that, I'll need some building blocks for this. So let's make some building blocks. All right, gonna have to break this. Gonna have to break off this. See if I can get a ladder right through. Oh, it's 500. It's 500. Oh yeah, and the zombies can easily beat down this coffee shop because it's made out of wood, and each block has 500 hit points. So once I get it upgraded to cobblestone, then it's gonna have some extra protection. All right, I'm gonna have to clear this, which is iron. Yep, so much work to do to get settled in. But for right now, you know, let's get some supplies. I'll be building up this coffee shop, you know, make it like home. But for right now, I'm gonna put some doors in. I still got some time, and then we'll go loot around. We'll go look around and do some looting, and get ourselves ready for tonight. There we go. Now we got our own proper doors, and I also need to seal off this drive-through window. So gonna copy shape the rotation, put that in, and then we'll upgrade it. And there we go. There we go. Now we have a drive-through window that's closed. and I'm also gonna have to make a paintbrush. That way I can grab the colors from the blocks here, and then once I upgrade them to cobblestone, that way I can repaint them. All right. So where are we going to start with the looting? Huh? We could go start with Jerry's Fill. We'll go start with Jerry's Fill. And here, this crawler zombie is called Dan. Crawler Dan. There we go, Crawler Dan. Yeah. If you let him hit you, he may cripple your legs, so be careful. Alright, let's search this passing gas, or Jerry's Fill. I'm gonna search this van here. Maybe I can find a vehicle book? Nope. Nope. Alright. Yucca seeds. We'll grab those. Alright, let's go in. Gonna grab some cloth from the mess that's down here. Hello? Oh, there's a sleeper. We got a sleeper right behind the counter. I heard a little growl. Alright. Probably gonna make some noise. This zombie will probably wake up anyways. Oh, I see her. Oh, I was gonna try and get a sneak attack, but Nurse Sally woke up before I could get an opportunity. Alright, let's deal with Nurse. Okay, Nurse, are you doing a little stunt there? You doing a little stunt there? I haven't even hit you yet. Goodbye, Nurse. Alright, and here's Owen Wilson. Come on in, Owen Wilson! So you can get sliced and diced by my little bone kitchen knife. Alright, let's see what we have here. Cloth. Plastic, I'm gonna need that for a dew collector. Let's grab some plastic here. Alright, office chair. I can scrap that for the leather. That way I can start getting a forge put together. And need to remember to get a hog log. I like to call wood logs hog logs. Alright, let's take a look at this passing gas shipping crate. Alright. Ooh, nice. Level 2 stone tools. Excellent. Oh, and what's funny is that I did set it to airdrops every day. Normally an airdrop would happen at hour 12. But, well, I thought it was supposed to happen while I was digging during the buried supplies job, but nothing happened. I'm gonna have to double check. I'll double check my settings off camera to see if I did everything correctly, and so I'll let you guys know about. I'll let you guys know. All right, we got that. Anything good to drink? Hey, we got some iced coffee. Hey, we got some iced coffee. And it's like I said, this coffee's for me to drink. This does not go towards my objective. So I got coffee to drink. Shoutouts to all coffee lovers up there. All you coffee lovers, shoutouts to you guys. Alright. I got time to loot this place. To the toilet? Toilet water. In the trash. Cement and sand. We need all these resources we can get. And who's the mechanic in charge? That would be Samuel, the mechanic slash janitor. I call him Samuel because, you know, because I got that name while I was playing the game called Life is Strange, and Samuel is the janitor of the school where the protagonist character, Max, goes to. So I call him Samuel. Alright, machete parts and lead. Alright. Better grab some plastic from the tires, that way. I need 100 to make a dew collector, as well as duct tape and pipes. And alright. I've already searched the minivan. Now let's look out here. Alright. We're not encumbered just yet. Anybody here? Nope, we're good. Sand. Ooh, I can grab some cement here. I can grab some cement. Alright. Let's see what's in the dumpster. Ooh, corn seed. I'll plant those after I harvest the coffee plants just outside the shop. Alright. I'm gonna let these stone tools wear down, and then I'll make some level 2 tools. Oh, hey, Mo! You wanna come down from here? Can I do a jump stab? Right in the butt? Jump stab right in the butt. Alright. Mo. Take that, Mo! Alright. The pile of books. Ooh, knife book. Spear book. Ooh, I can make a level 4 bone knife! You know what? Let's do it now. Damn it! I left all my bones back there. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'll find some bones on the way. Okay. There's a couple sleepers over there. So let's start with this one. Let's give him a surprise attack. Too low. I swear. Oh no, I just pissed him off. That zombie over there, that is Garvey. I gave him the name Garvey because he reminds me of the substitute teacher, Garvey, from the Key and Peele series. I done messed up.
You done messed up, Aaron!
Alright. You've been struck by a smooth criminal. Alright. Alright, that should be all the zombies here, and now let's go ahead and grab the main loot. Alright, ammo pile. Ooh, iron arrows. I'll save those for later, once I use up my stone arrows. And once I get a forge going, I'll craft some iron arrowheads to make some more iron arrows. Let's see if I can find something good in this. Ooh, tempered blade mod. This will go well with my knife. And the main crate. Pistol P Volume 5, craft high power 9mm rounds. Alright, definitely need this. I'll scrap the bolts because I don't have a crossbow on me. Not just until for right now. Alright. Alright, that's it for this place. That's it for this place. Let me find some more bones. Let's search this trash. Iron. Hop seed. I'm just gonna toss that out. I really don't need... It's gonna be quite a while before I can brew some cerveza myself. We can grab some of the scrap polymer from all these tires. Try and get ourselves a dew collector crafted. Alright, alright. Got a challenge done. Get some iron from here on this scrap metal. Scrap polymers. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and harvest the coffee plants right now, and then plant the corn seed. And I am thirsty already. And part of the challenge is I have to drink this murky water like this. And I just gave myself dysentery. Ugh. Nope. No fun. Yeah, it was part of a challenge. I wanted to get that out of the way. But today was not my day because I wound up with dysentery. But it'll go, but I have to deal with it for a while. But that's going to wrap up the episode for today. So I'm going to spend some time off camera getting everything cleaned up, sorted out, and then we will. And then like I said, I'm going to check this if I have it correctly because I know I set the airdrops to every day. Maybe it starts at day 2. But we'll find out. I'll double check my settings to see if they have it to see I have it where I need it to be. All right. That's going to do it for this first episode of Coffee Shop Mayhem, or I should say, Stars Coffee Mayhem. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. It really does help the channel out. Thank you all so much for all the love and the support you have given me. It really does mean a lot. You guys are so amazing. I can't thank you guys enough for being part of this amazing community. So that'll do it for this first episode of Stars Coffee Mayhem, and I will catch you guys in the next episode, and we'll pick things up where we left off in the morning of day 2. Or, let me rephrase that, we'll pick things up on the morning of day 2. Remember, rise up, be blessed, now smile.